Hello everyone, this is Mira, and I'm doing another matchup video. This time it's against Chun-Li. I don't think this is a very fun matchup for Laura. It's doable, but I think Laura slightly loses it. The ground game for Chun is really strong, and it can be really hard to deal with. So let's just go right into it. So one of the ways that Chun-Li sometimes gets around fireballs is slide, but it's not really great in this matchup because depending on the range, she can be she's not really plus, and even if she does it too late or too close, you can punish. So that's not really her best option. One of the ways, especially when she has meter, this is the most dangerous thing that she can do with fireball, is a stand roundhouse into EX legs trade. So like from like certain ranges and certain timings, they can get that trade. You can see that it's not guaranteed if they mess it up, but that is a strong answer, is to purposely trade with it and then get a trade combo from it. So that can be pretty annoying. Close up though, like around here, her low forward doesn't really go under it too much. She can only really crouch short. So fireball traps can be kind of effective against her. That's one of the really saving graces of this matchup. So you can make them like back jump and gain space in footsie range. You just can't autopilot it like usual. So it's yeah, it's not the worst thing to do like if you're really close up, but it can be kind of annoying still. Like low forward will trade most often if you try to do a fireball traps. Like that's usually the worst if they'll do low forward in a trade. So neutral, we'll just talk about the one of the most annoying buttons is stand heavy punch. Stand heavy punch, it only cancels like into super and VT, but it's still good damage. It's still like 80 damage and it controls neutral really well. Laura has actually some decent ways around it. If they're always doing low forward or stand heavy punch, you can do low forward to combat it, because she kind of lunges right into your low forward. So this is actually a really good button to fight against stand heavy punch. So yeah, that's a really good answer. And another good answer actually is stand light punch can be a good answer. Crouch light punch and stand light kick. These all work. So stand light punch buffers are actually pretty good in this matchup. Same with stand light kick buffers. Oops. But you see that crouch light punch actually works against stand heavy punch a little bit better in my opinion than stand light kick. It works really well against that button. Stand light punch does too. But I like crouching normals better in this matchup, and one of the biggest reasons why is because of this button, stand heavy kick. This button is, in my opinion, more annoying than stand heavy punch, because it's really hard to whip punish. You have to be like really close. Crouching normals, it won't hit crouching normals, so that's why I like to do crouching normals a lot in this matchup, because you might be able to get it, or at least the very least you'll whiff under each other. So you're not going to get crush countered. But if you do a stand light punch, you might get crush countered. That's why I like crouching normals as opposed to standing normals in this matchup, because to deal with this button, because this button controls space really well. There's like no hurt box on this normal extended. Like I can't catch it with that stand medium punch. It's really obnoxious. Like it's you're not gonna get it reliably. You might get it, but more often than not you're gonna get crush countered. So that's why, yeah, low forward is the saving grace in this matchup. Low forward's really good. To beat her low forward, really the best option is stand light kick. Stand light kick interacts with low forward the best, in my opinion. The problem is, if you're too far out, the stand light kick isn't going to combo into anything except EX Bolt. So if you're really buffering outside here, you will always want to buffer an EX to get reliability. Low forward will sometimes catch it. So this, yeah, like low forward is pretty good. Crouch medium punch might get it as well. So you could do like right here, like outside, like a little outside crouch medium, a little outside low forward range. You might be able to do crouch medium punch buffers. So, which will also help with stand roundhouse. And you might even catch the startup of stand heavy punch. You might. Like I said, you might. It might happen. So those are like Chun's like main footsie buttons. She also will do this button as well. This is a really good poke that can lead to counter hit into EX legs. Low forward deals with this button pretty well as well because she moves forward. So your low forward interacts pretty well with that as well. Another button that she might use to get like crush counters is this back heavy punch. It's like a counter poke almost. See, it's a pretty decent counter poke. But you'll be able to. It has a decent amount of recovery, so if you see it, you can just gain space, or you might even be able to whiff punish it with like stand heavy punch or something. And yeah, that's as far as buttons go. I mean, that's pretty much the majority of what she uses. I mean, they might hit sweep, but I don't know why they would. They're not gonna jump a lot. If they're jumping at you, that's a really good sign because her jump's really floaty. Her jump roundhouse is a decent button, but her jump is super floaty. You'll be able to react to it in time with like a heavy bolt or something. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, her V skill jump is kind of just whatever to me. I don't think it's that great. Her V skill too, I don't see it used that often. But yeah, it is plus like on hit. But I mean, like it's -4. Like she can make it spaced and it can be kind of annoying, but I think it's not very good. It's pretty gimmicky. If they're just doing this in neutral, you can just neutral jump and punish it. It's not that big a deal, in my opinion. While you're pressuring her, like I go for like, I really like to end this quickly. So I go for a lot of command grabs, but that's probably not the best, like, the best way to do it. Because neutral can be so hard, you might want to draw it out and be kind of safe so she doesn't, like, slip away. So, like, strings into maybe sneaking, like, fireball traps here and there to see if they're able to deal with them. So her VT2, that's the one I think that's used the most. Oops. A lot of times you might just want to V-reversal the activation because it's a free V-reversal. But this is +2. Like, doing Stand Fierce in an activation is +2, but what are they going to do from that range, you know? You really don't have to worry too much. You're not going to get thrown, so you can just block it out. Another thing, like, after they already activated, if they're just doing lazy cancels like this, you can interrupt it with a jab. Or you can even just... there you go. You can do EX command grab. You can do, like, a V-shift or something into a combo like that. It's really fake, so don't let them just cancel like a button or legs or something into VT2 activation. That's a gimmick. Just that's a free punish for you if they're just lazily like canceling into it. I forgot about one button that's really annoying. It's forward heavy kick. This button is kind of obnoxious. Like neutral jumping, like if they're doing it like a lot, neutral jumping is really good against it. Because you're gonna like hit them moving forward, like any forward moving normal. A lot of times like it'll just crush your low forward. So also, that's why fireball traps will also be really helpful, or throwing a fireball every now and then, because it's not gonna interact well with them. Ugh. I want to see if you can get if they're airborne, you can get a heavy bolt. Yeah, you can. But yeah, it's just easier just to do a air reset or something. Her anti-airs are pretty good. But the thing is, like, back heavy kick, since sand light kick is nerfed, they use back heavy kick predominantly. So, I'm trying to, it's hard to, there we go. But, the hitbox is very, like, right in their face. So you can actually bait, jumps. You can bait their anti-air by just empty jumping. Because it's not going to hit you. See? Whoops, if you're too close though. So this is actually a decent thing. You can bait the back heavy kick and punish. But eventually they might go for an air to air or like sand light kick to deal with you. So that's just something to keep in mind. If they're like always on point with their back heavy kick anti-airs, you can bait that out in certain distances. BT1, I just block it out because it goes down really quickly. Like this. Oh, where's the V timer? There we go. Normal. It goes down real quickly, so you can try to play keep away and just let it move down. They'll go for like overheads or forward heavy kicks a lot to try to get pressure started. But it's like before I even talked really about it, it's already done. Yeah. I would avoid any like super minus moves when she has EX legs. It's a really good 5-frame punish. Her stand roundhouse is actually not a terrible button against Chun-Li. This isn't the worst button in the world. Yeah, it's pretty nice sometimes, but it's a little slow. So, I mean, like always, just be safe. Yeah, this EX legs, it goes really far. But good thing it's a 5-frame punish and not a 4-frame punish. Yeah. Yeah. I hope that helped. It is a tough matchup. It's not gonna be like, oh, do this and then you'll win every time. But yeah. That's it for me. I love you guys. Be safe and have a wonderful day.